Sometimes in life we have to make massive decisions, and this is one of them. I'm putting Foxanne up for sale. I haven't told Foxanne, so I hope she isn't going to explode on me. But yeah, after much soul searching which in truth has been going on for months now, I've realised that the time is right for someone else to take Foxanne on. So what is Foxanne? She is a 1983, or actually she's registered in January 1984, Reliant Fox. She has an all-alloy 4-cylinder engine, which is loosely a standard Triumph design that Reliant sort of borrowed, but made all alloy. 4-speed, full synchromesh gearbox, all-round drum brakes, leaf-sprung rear axle, independent front suspension by coil spring and wishbone. So she actually steers quite tidily. The timing circle is absolutely minuscule. There's a lot to like here. You've got fiberglass bodywork, so that's not going to rot. You've got a galvanized chassis, so that should be pretty good as well, and it is. She sailed through the MOT earlier this year. I rescued her from a Welsh farm where she'd sat for a very long time because her original engine, well, it wasn't even her original engine. The engine that was in her had died. It had lost all its coolant. It had heat seized. It was utterly dead. I was kindly given a working but possibly smoky Reliant engine, 850cc, which I've installed, and it's true, it does burn a little bit of oil, and may now have a bit of timing chain rattle as well, so that engine might need a bit of work, but it runs very nicely thanks to Adam of the Reliant Owners Club. Wonderful people. So if you buy Foxanne, you must join the Reliant Owners Club, and possibly also the related kitten register, which caters for the small four-wheeled Reliants. But ultimately, this is just not the car I need at the moment. 50 miles an hour is pretty much her top cruising speed. She's very noisy, very bouncy, and increasingly more and more of my mileage is quite long distance. I don't need a fleet of tiny little cars. I need a fleet of bigger cars, like my Ford Fairmont and my Citroen GSA, that just eat up the miles a bit more readily. I think I need something a bit more modern, in all honesty. The heater is not spectacularly good in this car, but mostly it's the noise and the bouncy leaf spring rear suspension that mean this car has to go. I don't enjoy driving it enough. It has got so much character, as you can clearly see. This car is absolutely full of it, or rather van. But yeah, I need something ultimately that's going to be decent family transport, and this just isn't it. It's a van. It's not suitable for putting the kids in the back. I have actually got some of the parts that allow you to fit a rear seat to this, but then I was like, well, what am I going to do about rear seat belts? I'd have to cut holes in the side and put windows in, and ultimately I've decided it's just a lot easier to buy for a working car. Could really do with a rear wiper. I must admit, that's not one of the best points. I have now got a working lock thanks to Adam Reliant Owners Club, so you can actually lock the load area. It's the first time that's happened in my entire ownership. But yeah, she's the paint doesn't bear up to close scrutiny really, because it's emulsion paint that I slapped on, and then I put a sealer over the top, so it's lasted really well. There's some bodywork to finish here. There was a hole. Again, the Reliant Owners Club very kindly filled that hole for me. The bonnet is still not attached in the conventional manner, but to be honest, I prefer it like this. It's a lot more practical to just undo the bonnet hinges and you can lift the entire bonnet away. And because it's household emulsion, I don't mind just resting the bonnet on the side. Here is the engine. We've got a new heater unit which is now fixed in place, a new hose here to keep the air inside and make the heater a little bit better. The carburetor was rebuilt, and there's even this little extra pipe so you can easily adjust the idle mixture if you feel the need. New water pump, new fan. An awful lot has been done. It's now on fully electronic ignition as well, so yeah, good to go. But ultimately just not the vehicle I need. So with much hand wringing and careful thought, we have decided that she has to go. The asking price for this fine steed, Fox values have risen somewhat since I purchased this vehicle back in 2018, I think it was. I would like £2,500 for this car. Willing to discuss with you, so if you'd like to make an offer, do get in touch. But you know, all the tyres are good. They were brand new in 2019 when I got her back on the road. They're Nankangs. It's not the best make, but they're easily good enough for this application. So yeah, it's all good. It's had wheel cylinders at the back. I think it had wheel bearings at the front, which I still haven't adjusted. Sorry, Adam. I will try and get that done. The interior has been revisited. She has comfortable Volvo 340 seats that were in her when I picked her up and still need a clean. There has been some vacuuming going on, but we've got new proper Reliant dials going on inside. They all work. We've got an economy meter, snickety little gear lever. Even this addition of the upper column shroud is actually fitted now. So in many ways, this is a much better vehicle than when I got her, and even when I got her back on the road. It's just typical, but she's finally running right, and now I've decided we must part. But in truth, I just don't have the space, and just keeping on top of all the cars and all their issues is becoming more of a problem. So I would like to downsize, although I'll probably replace this with something bigger. So I guess technically I'm upsizing, but that's where we're coming from. It's major news, I'm afraid, and I know this is going to cause a lot of upset. I know people are going to be disappointed, but I have to look after myself, and it gets to a stage you cannot keep every car. I'm finally starting to cotton on to this. It's very easy as a YouTuber to justify your purchases by saying it's good for the channel. But I think Foxanne has served her time. We followed the journey of getting her back on the road, painting her blue 3 years ago now. And yeah, that mission has been accomplished. And finally this year, I got her running right by getting someone else to do it. That was good thinking on my part. But yeah, ultimately, I'm not driving this car. She hasn't been on the road for weeks because I've had a lot of long distance driving to do. And this is not the vehicle for that. So it's fallen on the Citroen GSA and Betty the Ford Fairmont. I could do with sparing those two too much high mileage. Both of them have work that needs doing. I need another car to come in and help share that load and be more of a utilitarian vehicle, I think, as well. Proper boring family transport. So that's why she's for sale. So if you're interested, you can email me, ian@hubnut.org. I would say serious offers, please. I naturally want to find this car a good home, but also I need this car to go quite quickly. So I don't want to be left in a position, it seems to happen far too often, where cars end up hanging around for ages. I really do need Foxanne gone before I change my mind, because, you know, we've been through a lot, and I'm very proud of what I achieved with this car. But similarly, I think also she'd probably be better off with someone else who could actually smarten her up a bit. I've got some thrilling extras to go in. I've got the aforementioned rear seat. I've got the bench and the actual seat base for that to go with the car. I even have a full set of Wolf Race, well, mine not really Wolf Race, slot mags, magnesium wheels, which I think would look absolutely fantastic. That was one of my plans for this car, was to get her fitted out with some cute little slot mags. I thought that would look absolutely peachy. All that can go with the car. I've got spare carburetors and a few other odds and sods knocking about. Yeah, everything you could possibly need. And it will be sad, but nonetheless, the beauty of YouTube is even when she's gone, I've still got the memories and I've still got the videos. So I can still watch the progress of this car and be very proud with what we did. Bear in mind, if you're collecting the car, that I'm located in West Wales. It's quite a long way from everywhere. Transport can be arranged. I can meet someone to pick the car up. That's absolutely not a problem. Because if you do decide to drive her away, it is loud and noisy on long journeys. But yeah, I think someone can have a lot of fun with this car. And I'm a little saddened that isn't me. But I've got so many cars I need to focus on. And that's ultimately what this is about. So yeah. Foxanne for sale. Wasn't sure that day would ever come. We have still got some Foxanne merchandise which we need to clear out. So t-shirts, we've got black and blue, not all sizes because the stock has been naturally running a bit low. I've reduced those t-shirts to £10 each. We've also got a few mugs left, but not many of them. They're £9 for the Foxanne mugs. We've even got posters available on the website, limited time only, so go and check those out. We've got some other poster designs as well, so go and have a nose. But yeah, the end of Foxanne. If you are seriously interested, do drop me an email, ian@hubnut.org. and let's see if we can find another home. It's never nice parting with cars, but I've got to get my fleet back in order and down to a more manageable level. So yeah, there we go. I can't bring myself to pursue, so I'll just leave you with that view.